faith the size of a little bit, I can help you tell this mountain a lot of stuff to be moved. Send me a prayer, I'll send you miracles. Did you catch what I just said? Because God can do less with more. So we've been talking about I quit. Somebody shout I quit. But in the midst of talking about I quit, we started this series and we're going on a journey by saying I quit excuses. It's been one of the coldest series we've been in. I quit excuses. Today, I kind of want to deal, let's jump right to Numbers chapter 11, verse 10 and 12. On your screen, it's right there. It says, Moses heard all the families standing in the doorways of their tents whining, and the Lord became extremely angry. Moses was also very aggravated. Prior to this I Quit series, quitting has been treated as something to be demonized, when in actuality it should be weaponized. And I would like to submit to you the definition for I quit, help me class, is to intentionally do so God can do. I'm going to say it again, to intentionally do so God can do what? And I would like to start today off, take really good notes, screenshot it if you need to, okay? Here it is. Proof of an authentic relationship with God is an elevation in your conversation. I'm going to say that again. Proof of an authentic relationship with God is elevation in your conversation. In other words, put this in the chat, you talk different. I'm going to say that again. Proof of an authentic relationship with God is elevation in your conversation, meaning you talk different. Not only do you quit excuses, phase 2, you quit complaining. Y'all miss what I just said. Show me a person who's full of excuses. I will show you a person who is a serial complainer. Why, PMJ? You quit complaining about what you don't have. You quit complaining about what doors aren't open yet. You quit complaining about who betrayed you, and you quit allowing others to constantly complain around you. Proof of an authentic relationship with God is the elevation in your conversation, which means I talk what? Different. Here's what's crazy. Look at the ambiguity and how oxymoronic your life is. You want to see different, but talk the same. You want to have different, but talk the same. Put this in your notes. Please put this in your screen. Please put this in the chat right here. If you want to see something new, say something different. If you want to see something new, say something different. And why is that important? Because ultimately, elevation is not about God bringing stuff down. It's about Him bringing you up. Okay, I got to make that make sense. Why, PMJ? I just told you that proof of an authentic relationship with God is elevation. Somebody say elevation in your what? Conversation. So look at that word elevation. Now let's take that word elevation and expand on it. Elevation is not about God bringing stuff down. It's about Him bringing you up, okay? Dre, I need your help real quick. So on the screen, I need your help right quick, okay? So right here, Dre, put the problem. Okay, you have the problem, right? Down here, Dre, put you. Okay, so when you are a complainer, you look at the problem. And because you're so used to complaining, you ask God to bring the problem down. When God is saying, in this season, I'm not going to bring the problem down. I'm going to lift you up. I'm going to use the problem to grow you. I'm preaching to somebody in here. I am going to use the problem to grow you. Everybody's not going to say amen. Everybody's not going to say thank you, Jesus. Nobody going to say he's preaching to me in the chat. But there are 3 of us who have lived long enough to look back retrospectively over our life and realize it wasn't the praise of people that grew me. It was the problems God planted in my life that made me better. Somebody look around you and type to somebody in the chat and just say, hey, problems made me better. Somebody shout, problems made me better. And I would almost suggest that some problems are an indication that you've evolved. Michael, some problems are an indication that you have evolved. And today, I want to lead us in making a commitment to quit complaining. Quit excuses. I quit. I quit complaining. I quit. Why, Pastor Mike? Put this in your notes. The more you complain, the less you obtain. The more you complain, the less you obtain. I quit. I quit. I am guilty of complaining too much. Now, Pastor Mike, as you begin to lead us in today, what is the first lesson you want us to know about complaining? Please put this in your notes. Complaining is a sin. Now, that's critical. We have to understand that, Deacon Karan. Complaining is a sin. Make that make sense, Pastor Mike. Complaining about your circumstances is a sin because you don't give God a chance. Memorize this truth found in Philippians 2:14 and 15. Do all things without complaining and disputing, that you may become blameless and harmless children of God. So if complaining is a sin, that means complaining is a spiritual issue, not a physical issue. You can't stop complaining because you think if I get physical stuff, I'll stop complaining. Which means the more God gives you, it never changes your complaint, because a complainer will always find something else to complain about, because there's nothing on earth that can fix a complaint. Complaints have to be dealt with in the spirit. So if am I helping anybody? If complaining is a sin, that means complaining is not soothed or fixed by substance. It is soothed or fixed by spiritual warfare. I'm finna free you real quickly. If you're connected to a complainer, I want to explain to you why nothing you do will ever be enough. Nothing you do will never be enough because you cannot fix a God issue. The complaint is truly not based off you. The complaint is based off what they feel God has not done through you for them. See, the problem ain't you ain't enough. What they're really saying is what God sent them, which is you, ain't enough. Their issue is not with the product, it's with the producer. Mike, I'm talking heavy today. Somebody say complaint. This is why Philippians 2:14 and 15 says, do everything without, is that in your Bible? Complaining or what? Arguing. That's so critical. Why I put this in your notes. A negative mouth will never produce a positive life. That's heavy. A negative mouth will never produce a positive life. Michael, I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how much favor you got. I don't care, couples, how much sex you have, how happy they make you. If you have a negative mouth will produce a negative life. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak death and life. Lie in the power, where's your tongue? In your mouth. And the greatest cancer to most of our gratitude is complaining. Why, PMJ? Because we don't realize complaining is a sin. That's critical. This is why the church is dying. This is why so many Christians are failing, because when we talk sin, we only talk adultery. We only talk fornication. We only talk lying. We only talk cheating, stealing. It is the secret, subtle, small, what we consider insignificant sin. Oh, no, thank you, God. The relatable stuff that's going to kill us. Because everybody likes a good complaint because it makes you comfortable about what you want to complain about. Michael, and there's a difference between a complaint and a cry. There's a difference. See, here's what we got to do. It's some stuff. Can we be honest? Show of hands. Put hands up in the comments. Who got some stuff that bother you? Hands up. Who got some stuff that, truth be told, Pastor Mike, I'm not really sure if I'm complaining or just crying. Because I do believe you have a right to critique your issue. God, we're in a pandemic. I can critique my issue. I miss my folks. I'm ready to have good old school running church where I can't even preach because praise and worship was so crazy. We just slain in the spirit, and it's 150, 200, 300, 400, 500 people in the lobby waiting to get in. Not a parking lot jam, and they mad because we still in here slain in the spirit. Then we walk out 2 hours later like, oh, that was good. So then they walk in church like, oh, it's going to be good. Then it don't even happen in the next service. I'm ready for that. I can say, God, that's not a complaint. Can I help you real quickly? Complaints,
was caught in the very act,
concerns shift to complaints based off of consistency. All right? Concerns, make that a screen, shift to complaints based off of consistency, and I might say intensity. All right? See, a concern becomes a complaint when it's repetitious, when it's repeated, when it's repeated, when you won't let it go. It's not, whoa, See, these are men of the Most High God. Paul and Silas are walking around, and a girl who's demon possessed is walking behind them saying, these are men of the Most High God. These are men of the Most High God. Is what she's saying wrong? No, they are men of the Most High God. What's the problem? The spirit behind what she's saying. The difference between a concern, a cry, or a complaint is the spirit in which it comes out your mouth. Did you catch what I just said? That's heavy. It's the spirit in which it comes out your mouth. See, you complain when you don't know why. You cry or concern when you know who. See, the complaint is based off of the not knowing how to fix it. Y'all don't like me today. See, was David crying, concerned, or complaining when he said, God, why are you hiding from me? Cast me not away from your presence. Please don't take your spirit to me. Restore to me the joy of what was Bartimaeus crying or complaining when he yelled, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Was Jesus complaining when he said, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, God, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? See, you only complain when there is a sense of delusion and paranoia afflicting your ability to cognitively cling to your existential reality because you lack the capacity or the spiritual to spiritually discern if it's God or not. Somebody say, I don't know what he said, but it sounds really, really good. You only complain when there is a sense of disillusion or paranoia, hindering your ability to cognitively clean. I'm gonna make it make sense. You only complain when there is a sense of disillusion or paranoia, which affects your ability to cognitively, mentally hold on to the fact of your existential reality, the stuff around you, because you don't know in your heart if this is God or not. That's why you complain. I complain because the bill is behind, and I don't know if God is testing me or the devil trying to break me. So I'm immaturely complaining, trying to see who gonna respond. So what happens is, whenever you are put in a test or a trial, all right, whenever you're put in a test or a trial, or you're put in something that is uncomfortable, when you are not spiritually mature enough to discern if this is God, you complain because the immature side of you believes if I complain long enough, God will show up. I don't think you heard what I just said. So like a baby, I will holler till mama figure out what I need, versus realizing evidently she said no because it's not good for me to have it. I don't think you heard what I just said. And too many of you are complaining because in your heart, you really don't know if it's God or not. So I complain about my husband because I like him. I'm not sure this is who God wanted me to be with. So since I moved ahead of God, I'm going to just talk about it, not pray about it.
A new day.
I'm heavy today. Y'all don't nobody like me today. It's cool in the game. I ain't here to beat you up. I'm here to pick you up. The only time you complain is when you feel that what you're going through isn't fair and you shouldn't be in it. So you're complaining because you don't think you can get out of it. When mature saints know if God
Simple blessing,
put me in it,
profound comfort.
God can get me out of it. Hear me when I say this. As we tiptoe to Numbers, we see some serial complainers. Look at Numbers. It's right on your screen. Moses heard all the families standing in the doorway of their tents whining. Stay right there. You missed your first shout. I'm going to say it again. Moses heard all the families standing in the doorways of their tents whining. Why y'all not shouting? I'm going to give you one more chance. All right. Moses heard all the families standing, I'm going to say it slow, in the doorway of their tents whining. Why you not shouting? How they go from bondage and slavery to now they own property? How I go from being in jail cells bunked up to now each family got their own living quarters. See, you are a complainer when you miss what God has done. I don't think you heard what I just said right there. So I want you to catch this. They are standing in the doorway of their tents whining. What are they whining about? They are whining over manna. They're hungry. God sends them manna. They get frustrated and start complaining. Many of us, watch this, and I want you to see. Slow down. Slow down, Mike. Slow down. Slow down. I almost missed it. Slow down. I got excited. Slow down. They're complaining over manna. Manna represents provision. I'm finna show you this is crazy. They are standing out of slavery in freedom, out of sales in their own tent. This is the 21st century equivalent, watch this, of getting out of jail and owning your own home. Not seeing your family, being reconnected with your family. Watch this. You get out on your own, get hungry, and God provide. They're not just complaining over manna. They're complaining over how God chose to bless them. For many of you, the greatest sin in your life right now is not who you're sleeping with. It's this unmitigated gall, the unusual audacity to actually say to God subconsciously, what you did ain't good enough. It ain't good enough. So I'm gonna complain. That's for every pastor who's mad because your stream don't have 2,000 people. What you're saying is this 50 you sent me ain't good enough. This for everybody who's so mad about where you work and what you have. Forget the fact you made bad choices. Forget the fact you're doing stuff you shouldn't be doing. Forget the fact you haven't properly postured or positioned yourself for half the stuff you're praying for. So God says, I love you enough not to not let you starve. I know you want a Bentley, but I'm going to send you a Honda. And now you sitting at the dealership knowing your credit horrible. And you should be shouting at the fact that you're driving off with something. But now you say, you know what? I got a little Honda. I'm going to just drive this for 2 months because it really don't match me. No, don't nothing. You're right. It don't match you because you shouldn't have had what you got. But God loves you enough. I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor my seed. But they choose to complain. Moses heard all the families. Now here's what's critical. There is no wasted ink in the Bible, right? No wasted ink in the Bible, which means he heard all the families standing in the doorways of their tents whining. Let's look at every line. Here's my question when I get to heaven, Leslie. When they say all the families, are they talking about the one out of everybody there? He heard every family that was complaining, or was all of them complaining? I'm not sure. That's two different mindsets. Because think about it. I can say I saw all the people in service with blue jeans on. That doesn't necessarily mean everybody in the room had on blue jeans. It could mean I saw the ones in the room with blue jeans. But there's a principle that I believe we can take and make applicable to our life. When you hang around complainers, we all get categorized together. This is why I got to get certain people out of my life. Because I don't want God to look down and say, they ungrateful. No, Negro, I am grateful for what God has done for me. Now, I want to take a 10-second praise break. If you're not where you need to be, but you know God has been good to you, you ought to just thank God and type, I am grateful for every mountain he brought me over. I am grateful for every valley that he took me through. I am grateful that my children are healthy. I am grateful that sickness was in my body, but I'm still alive. I may not be a millionaire. I may not be 100,000-aire, but with the 2645 in my account, I thank God. I am grateful. Somebody shout, I quit complaining. He heard all the families. Sit down. He heard all the families. Go back. Complaining in the doorways of their tents and whining. And look at this. The Lord became what? Angry. The Lord, we're going to go line by line, precept upon precept, principle upon principle, okay? Moses heard all the families standing in the doorways of their tents whining. This is critical. That is a bad posture to be in. Carlene, this is cold-blooded. If you've been in slavery and you've been in bondage and he got you out of bondage, even if he didn't give you no food, you should be thankful for the freedom. I felt God on that. That's for 10 of y'all who didn't get the job you wanted. Just thank God you're still alive. Every morning we turn on the TV and somebody else dying from COVID, and I want to pause and parenthetically digress and send a word of prayer to that beautiful brother's family from Alabama and A&M who they found this week dead. And I want to speak by faith that I'm praying for you and your family. I'm praying that God keeps you, that he covers you. When you see these people coming up missing, and here it is now, every time you leave your house and go to the gas station and come back, you ought to just say, God, I am grateful. That is an ungrateful spirit that says to God, what you did for me ain't enough. So look at what it says. Moses heard all the families standing in the doorway of their tents whining, and the Lord became, put this in your notes, extremely angry. Moses was also very aggravated. I want to examine those two dispositions. All right, so Dre, if you don't mind, put that on the screen. The Lord is extremely angry. Moses is very aggravated. Okay, so Dre, I tell you what, erase that. Okay, so Dre, over here, let's put the Lord. Can you put it big? Draw a line on that. All right. Put emotion. Okay, emotion. Okay, give me emotion, the red face. There it is. Boom. He's extremely angry. Okay, now come over here, Dre, and let's put Moses. Put Moses and his emotion. Let's just put a mad face. There it is. Boom. Boom. Right. See there? So I want to show you something. So the Lord is ticked off. Moses frustrated. The Lord is angry. He ready to fight. Moses just ready to go. Why are they not the same amount of mad? Because they didn't have the same amount of responsibility. This is why people on my staff will never get as upset as me. This is why certain people in your family and your team will never understand your level of anger. Because while you're mad, they're just frustrated. Why, PMJ? Because they didn't produce. Yeah, they got two different responsibilities. Moses is aggravated, like, y'all still ain't happy? God mad, because he's like, I just made it rain food. Here it is, I did all this, and y'all still complaining. Moses is like, y'all don't see. See, there's a difference between who produces it and who reports it. Moses is an announcer. God is the one doing the action. And God says, Moses is aggravated because he actually thinks God is only mad at them being ungrateful about manna. It's the law of perception, or I want to call it the law of visibility, based off of what you see. Put this in your notes. And I want to teach my team, the church, everybody right here, how to deal with the people in your life. So James, this was critical. So Moses is aggravated because he's like, y'all don't want to eat this. God is angry because he's saying, after all that, this and that ain't the same. Moses is mad, is aggravated about this, which is dinner. God is frustrated about that, which is his resume. That's where I get frustrated. Personally, that's where I get frustrated. That's where many of you get frustrated. I want you to see this. Moses is like, I'm aggravated because y'all don't want to eat what he did today. God is mad because of what he's been doing the rest of the days. So Moses is like, I can't believe y'all gonna eat that, period. God is like, I bring you out of bondage. I cross the Red Sea. I kill your enemies. I do all this. Now you want to trip because this ain't what you want? You don't want to trip because I neglected you? You want to trip because I ain't meet your preference? That's for 7 of y'all who begging folk, begging a spouse or begging somebody in a relationship or begging friends to stay in your life. No, hold on, time out. Please put this on your nose. Please don't tell me you got amnesia. See, an ungrateful heart has amnesia, selective amnesia, because they remember what they did for you. They just don't necessarily remember what you did for them. And God says, I like this because we only view God sometimes as the blesser. I like this particular text because now we get to see a side of God that the church runs from. God is angry.
We should
No, this ain't cute.
to others.
God
Even
is
when it's hard.
angry. Not just angry. The text says, underline it, extremely angry. Why, PMJ? Because I've done so much for y'all, I should at least get a pass on dinner. Y'all miss what I just said? Don't nobody like me today. Don't nobody like me today. Don't nobody like me today. I want to argue. Everybody who ain't shouting because I'm preaching about you. So there all 7 of y'all who's sitting there like the sermon ain't good today because I'm whooping you with your complaining self. Got the audacity to sit there because God didn't do what you wanted him to do in August. What about last September? What about 2019? What about 2014? I am here to make an announcement that only grateful, mature saints can receive. God has been good to me. This is why John P. Key said, never shall forget what he's done for me. And I come to submit to somebody. You complain when you have selective amnesia. Here's what's crazy. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Let's keep going. Look at this. Look at this. All right, so let's do this. This is verse 4. The foreign rabble who were traveling with the Israelites began to crave the good things of Egypt. They are complaining in freedom because they missed what they had in bondage. They complaining about how much money they made in the streets versus making honest money on a corporate job. They complaining because their wife ain't as nasty as who they dated in college.
Come, Joseph.
Because they're constantly comparing yesterday to today. Don't nobody have to like me. That's the beautiful thing about virtual church. If you leave, I don't even know. Right now, 7 people just walked out of church. I don't know. I'm just here to tell you the truth. For many of you, it's what you remember that's going to dismember. It is what you remember that's going to make you dismember what you have. Make this make sense, PMJ. They begin to remember and crave. That's a strong word, crave.
Like this?
Crave. Looking at food, thinking about something else. Craving the good things of Egypt. And the people of Israel also began to complain. Oh, for some meat. I want you to catch this. I want you to catch this. I want you to catch this. And if I had time in devotion, Leslie, we'll talk about the foreign rabble. We'll make sure we talk about the foreign rabble in devotion, because that's a whole nother topic right there. That ain't necessarily the children of Israel. All right, so that's a whole nother, that's folk who rolling with them.
And I don't.
See, nobody ever told you it wasn't just the children of Israel riding. It's a mixed group. Some of y'all gonna get in trouble because when you allow foreigners to get too close. So the spirit of the foreigners got on the spirit of the familiars. Did you catch that? So what happens, PMJ? The foreign rabble who were traveling with the Israelites began to crave good things of Egypt. And the people of Israel also began to complain. Oh, for some meat, they exclaimed. Can I see verse 5? We remember the fish we used to eat for free in Egypt. Pause. Oh, complainer. Look at the ignorance and the immaturity. The fish wasn't free. You was paying for it in bondage and in labor and in pain. You'll be surprised how many people are running back to stuff they thought were free because you don't realize what it really cost you. This ain't free. Well, when I used to go out with them, I never had to pay. You paid in emotional abuse. You paid in soul ties. You paid in doubt. You paid in anxiety. It's not free. We remember the fish we used to eat for free in Egypt. And we had all the cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. We want it. This is what's critical. It is impossible. Can I go deeper? It is impossible to desire the food of Egypt and not get the people of Egypt. See, when you have not spiritually cut the ties to the past, The devil tricks you into making your appetite believe you can actually go back and get the part you want without getting the part that hurt. See, the food was free. The whips on your back is what you paid for. And many of you gonna go backwards and get what you think you missed, but what you gonna have to pay for. This ain't free.
It is not fair that I am left to do all
So
the
now,
serving
look
by
at this.
myself
They
while
get
others
manna. I have seen the adverse effects of people not quitting soon enough. The adverse effects of people fighting to hold on. I told you this once before. We were taught this old age adage that quitters never win and winners never quit. So as a consequence, we apply that to every area of your life. Every area of your life. I want you to finish this statement with me. Peanut butter and ketchup and, because those two are what? Compatible. Those two are compatible. I would like to submit to you, and please put this in your notes, it's not on the screen, that your desire to hold on should be compatible with God's design for your life. Wow. Your desire to hold on should be compatible with God's design for your life. Make that make sense. If God's design for your life is to be an entrepreneur, then you should be holding on to the promise. What we're discovering right now is we tend to quit the promise and hold on to our wants. Did you catch what I just said? We tend to quit on what God wants and hold on to what I want. We need to reverse that. Somebody type, somebody shout, I quit. Our working definition of quit is real simple. What does it mean, PMJ? It literally means to intentionally do less so that God can do more. To intentionally do less so that God can do more. And I must repeat this in every week during this I Quit series. It takes faith to quit. Did you catch that? It takes faith to quit. Even when I look at Abraham, and Abraham sacrificed his son, his only son, who? Isaac, all right? And God tells Abraham to take out, walk into a place I'm going to what? Show you. Then on the third day, he tells him stop. They stop where? At Mount Moriah. Moriah translates to mean what? Higher learning. Learning, Mount is high, Moriah learning. So he takes him to a place called, y'all looking like you better not put me on the spot. I used to sit here like, I don't know what the name of the mount is, nothing. He takes him to Moriah learning, Mount, which is a high place. So he takes him to a place of higher what? Learning. But look at this now, this is critical. He tells Abraham, take out, walk into the place I'm gonna show you. The only instruction God gives Abraham is the fact that I want you to sacrifice what you love. He gives him information on what he wants him to give up, but he does not give him information on where he wants him to complete it. He says, I'm going to give you the why, I'm not going to give you the where. And so many people fail because you can't trust God if you don't get all the details. He says, take out walking. Somebody say walking. On the third day, he tells him this is the place. It took faith for Abraham to quit walking. I should have preached on the run. Because if I'm walking with my baby, and after one day I may be walking saying to myself, maybe God changed his mind. Day two, maybe he saw I was obedient and he ain't gonna make me do it. Then on day three, when God says, now do it here. What if he would have said, no, God, you don't know how long I waited on this. It took faith to quit. And what I'm trying to get you to realize right now is we got to quit, put this in your notes, making excuses. We talked about we got to quit complaining. And today, I need 100 people to type this in the comments. I quit comparing. Please put that in the comments. I quit comparing. I told you this once and I'll say it again. Comparison is a cancer. And let's put this in your notes. Y'all ready to go to work? Here it is. Comparing is destructive. Did you catch that? Comparing is destructive. Why is it destructive, Pastor Mike? I'm going to say it slow so you can put this in your notes. It eats away at our ability to do two things. Please put this in your notes. To be content and confidence. Comparing is destructive because it eats away at two things: our ability to be content and confident. Now, I want to help somebody right here. So Dre, I really want to help people and make sure I take my time right here, because to be, this is good, to be content, put under that in your notes, peace. To be confident, put productivity.
Justice against my adversary.
So Rod, what comparison does is, can we go deeper? It eats away at your peace and your ability to be productive, because you're too busy looking at what somebody else is doing. Michael, you will never have peace as long as you're comparing where you are to where they are. Now I want to say something. Put this in your notes. I'm going to say that a lot today. I'm going to say that a lot. We are live in the sanctuary today. Do me a favor. If you're on Facebook, I want you to share right now. Let's get that number up. Let's share this word. If you're on YouTube, send this link to everybody in your family. We're live in sanctuary right now, and I really want to deal with this, so I need your help. I need your help. Y'all be my secretary and assistant today. Put C2. If I was pre-recording, I could have had Dre put something on the screen, but he's not advanced enough to put it on the screen live. Okay, so here it is, put C2, okay? So C2, put content and confident. What happens, PMJ? When you deal with comparison. Now, so did you put that C2, confident and what? Content? Under all that, I'm gonna give you a counter C2. A counter C2, comparison and contrast. All right, because I want to deal with this because somebody, I may have an English major saying, well, Pastor Mike, comparison by definition is a good thing, because comparison by definition means to find the similarity in a thing. So you have comparison, which means to find a similarity. You have contrast, which means to find a difference. The problem with immature Christians is that you think you are comparing, but in your spirit you contrasting. You are comparing with your eyes, which means you're looking at them, but in your heart you are contrasting it. Why, PMJ? Because if you find something similar, you want to know what's sickening? People who struggle with a spirit of comparison and contrast, they just don't want to win like you. It's not enough for them to win like you. They have to win more than you. People who struggle with the spirit of comparison and contrast, it is not enough for them to win like you. They have to win more than you, which is why no matter what God does in your life, it will never be enough, because what you're saying to God is, I will not be satisfied till I am them or I am better than them. Oh, somebody just type Michael. Comparison is destructive. What's the definition of destructive? Come on, so destructive. Somebody shout it out. To tear up, to what? To break down, to what? To tear down, say it again. To ruin. It ain't just a breakdown. It is to ruin. To deconstruct means it will be no longer. Construction means to build up. Destruction means to break down. And what I'm trying to show you is content, which is your peace, will build your faith. Comparison eats away at your faith. So if it's eating away at something, what does that mean? It is tearing it down. This is why you're stressed out every night, because comparison ate away at your peace. This is why you're stressed out when you go to work, because no matter how much money you make, it will never be enough, because you're looking at what your cousin making, what your friends make, and don't realize comparing is a thief of joy, and jealousy is often its partner in crime. Do I need to say that again? Comparison is a thief of joy. Please leave that on the screen. Comparison is a thief of joy, and jealousy often is its partner in crime. So what happens when I deal with comparing? Now, I want to make sure I say this right, because I may say comparing or comparison. I want to make sure I reach everybody. Comparing and comparison, they are two totally different things. Yeah, comparing is an action verb. Comparison is a noun. Yeah, comparing is the act of. Did you catch that? So if I am a comparer, because I want to argue this, there's nothing wrong with a slight comparison. If I buy some shoes, like take for instance, if I see somebody at a store and in the back of their trunk, They tell me I got some brand new J's, and I get the J's, then I go to my cousin's house, and he got the ones he bought from the actual store, and I put them next to each other. I need to compare to make sure I didn't get the fake thing. See, comparison is healthy when you're trying to make sure what you possess isn't counterfeit.
The little details make all.
Comparison is healthy when you're trying to make sure what you possess isn't counterfeit. Comparison becomes destructive when your modus operandi or your motive is not pure. Michael. So comparison is a good thing and it can be a bad thing. So what am I talking about in today's lesson? Who have the habitual life.
Surely this
Get you
was the Son of God.
is often his partner in crime. Whether I'm comparing my body, abilities, bank account, I do harm to myself
Sir, you have no
if I
bucket, and the well is deep.
rob me, put this in your notes, of my personal fulfillment.
Gift of God.
God,
For these blessed
personal fulfillment. I got a chance to hang around a lot of people. You know, this past weekend in Atlanta, I was the Hip Hop Awards and a lot of different things. So I got a chance to meet a lot of people and all these different things. And I just kept noticing how small everybody was. I don't know if you met a lot of your celebrities. Like everybody's small. Everybody's like thin and clothes fit perfect. And I just found myself doing this a lot. Just kind of just making sure my shirt was coming out a little bit. Then it hit me. This is who I am. This is who I am, because if you're not careful, comparison is sneaky. Comparing is sneaky. Why is comparison sneaky, PMJ? Can you put this in your notes? Comparison was the root
Within 3 days,
of the first murder.
will lift off your head.
Comparison was the root of the first murder. God tells Cain and Abel to go do what? Bring me an offering. They bring the offering. Cain brings an offering. Abel brings an offering. Cain becomes jealous of whose offering? Abel. The comparison. Comparison kills. And because comparison was at the root of the first murder, I believe in my heart, in your DNA is a default setting of comparison. I was born in sin. Where was the first sin?
No one hungry.
Adam and Eve. Who's Adam and Eve's children? So sin birthed murder. Comparison. I was born in sin. What else? What does shape mean? Form. What does form mean? Molded. I was molded in iniquity, which means my default setting is wrong. I'm going to say this, and 7 people going to catch it, 100 of you may log off. I have to fight to be right. I don't think you heard what I just said. I have to fight to be right, because in my flesh dwelleth no good thing. And in our text today, we see Joseph has found favor. Look at Genesis 37:8. His brothers said to him, do you intend to reign over us? Will you actually rule us? Let me give you context. Joseph has a dream. In this dream, God shows him that he's about to be in a place of leadership. His brothers respond by saying, watch this, do you intend to reign over us? Will you actually rule us? And they hated him all the more because of his dream and what he said. Look at this. Put this in your notes. Comparing tempts you to overvalue what you see in others, but undervalue what you see in yourself. Comparing tempts you to overvalue what you see in others. And make sure we leave that screen up long enough for them to write it. Comparing tempts you to overvalue what you see in others, but undervalue what you see in yourself. I want to give you some homework, Rock City. When you see a screen like that, and if you're on your phone, just screenshot it. Just hit a quick screenshot. That way you get the note and you can keep listening, and you can also share this word with people and make sure you're helping your family, because I'm finna free somebody right here. This word is bifold. Number one, it's for you to get free, but then it's also a tool for you to get the people you love free. Because what's the use in you coming out if you're surrounded by bound people? Somebody ought to just tag every family member and say, we all getting healed, we all getting whole, we all getting better. Somebody ought to just type, I receive that. Comparing tempts you to overvalue what you see in others, but undervalue what you see in yourself. What's more, comparing dishonors God. Did you catch that? Comparing dishonors God. How, Pastor Mike? Comparing says to God, I deserve more than you're providing, and therefore I don't trust that you will give me your best. Comparing says to God, I deserve more than you're providing, and therefore I don't trust that you will give me your best. When you struggle with comparison at the root, whatever happens, let's just say God gives Curtis a blessing. Then he turns around and gives Deacon Karan a blessing. And then Deacon Karan looks at Pastor Kurt's blessing and says, you know what? That don't make no sense. I've been serving longer. I've been more faithful. I've been praying. What you're in essence saying to God is, God, I can't believe you didn't give me what was best. When I hope you catch this, what's best for you may not be what's best for him. Somebody should have caught that. What God is doing in my, what God is doing in your life may be different than what he's doing in my life. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? This is the equivalent of you wanting a new car, and then you say something like, well, I want a convertible. You got 4 kids. How is the whole family gonna fit in a 2-door? So God's will for your life may be a minivan. But because you're selfish in your ambition, you don't know how to be content in what you have, because you're too busy longing for somebody else's life. This is why all my singles look at married couples, and then some of y'all be like, man, I wish I was relationship goals. You don't know, the picture looks a lot better than reality. They about to kill each other at home. You at home happy. And then the married folk looking at the single folk like, you don't know how good you got it. When everybody miserable, because at the root, you really just mad at the decisions you made. And because you're mad at the decisions you made that you never even prayed about, you were stuck in a cycle called comparison. And what you're now doing is beefing with God on the low. Y'all don't like me today. Somebody say comparison. Comparison. Let's talk about this. Comparing in general erupts from a crisis in trust. Comparing in general erupts from a crisis in trust. Let's put it like this. Put this in your notes. Whenever comparing is high, trust is low.
A symbol of new beginnings.
If I'm blessing your life today, I just need you to type, preach PMJ, preach PMJ, preach PMJ, preach PMJ, preach PMJ. Shoot me my number at some point, Dre. I really want somebody to get this. If you're watching on Facebook, please share this, because it's time for all of us to get free. Whenever comparing is high, trust is low. Joseph's brothers don't even realize that comparing is not only stealing their joy, it's killing their faith. I'm finna free you. Let me show you how sick and slick comparison is. God comes to Joseph and says, I'm about to elevate your life. All right? I'm about to elevate your life. This is so simple. Mike McClure, I'm finna elevate you and take you before the world. All right? Darius McClure says, I can't believe, so you mean to tell me you gonna be the one in charge of everybody and we finna have to follow you? When they had no idea if the favor was on Joseph, and Joseph was in the house, everything in the house would have been blessed. So let me show you what happens. That quick, comparison killed the brother's faith. Can I ask you a question? What would have happened if Joseph's brothers believed in him? What would have happened if the brothers would have said, wait, tell me that dream again? Father God, in the name of Jesus, cover my brother. God, promote my brother. Free my brother from whatever back. Because what happens is comparison makes you miss the good thing. Mary, is that Mary and Martha in the house? And we see comparison. Do y'all see this? We see comparison. She comes in and says, how are you letting her sit here when I'm doing all this work? In other words, how's she getting favor when I'm doing more? When I told you the reason the girl at her feet got favor is because she quit. Had she kept working, she would have missed being at his feet. And many of you keep missing what God wants to do in your life because you keep comparing your activity to other people's inactivity. Just because you busy don't mean you better. Just because you visible don't mean you're valuable. Am I talking to anybody? I don't have to do a lot when I'm in his will. My ways, am I preaching to anybody, are not your ways, and my faults are not your faults. I need you to understand. Look at verse 11. His brothers were jealous of him because his father kept this in mind. I want to make that make sense, okay? They tell him about the dream. The brothers get jealous. The daddy's still thinking about it. I want to free you, okay? Because we do this wrong, okay? So yes, he had a coat of many colors. So we say stuff like, people jealous of you because of the favor that's on you. Okay, I want to free that. I want to argue they could deal with the favor on them. I've kind of never heard nobody say that. I want to argue that they could deal with the favor that was on him. The jacket was something daddy gave him. Their love for daddy and maybe some family trauma would have made them understand why daddy picked Joseph. Think about this. They don't plot to kill him. They don't become furious until the dream is exposed. All right, put this in your notes. It's not on the screen, but I'm going to say it as slow as I can. I'm going to say it like I can feel it. Are you ready for this? The favor, okay, it's not that people hate your favor. They hate what you're doing with your favor. Y'all missed what I just said. It's not that people hate your favor. They hate what you're doing with your favor. Okay, I'm going to make this make sense. I'm going to argue everybody in this room got a measure of favor. Yeah, you woke up this morning. You got a measure of favor. No, he clothed you in your right mind. You got a measure of favor. You drove here and didn't get in an accident. You got a measure of favor. The problem becomes when you see when you don't do with your measure what I do with my measure. Y'all don't hear what I just said. Y'all don't hear what I just said. If I give you $10,000, you may go buy a Birkin, you may get your hair done, you may go get some clothes. I may go buy 2 rental properties. All right, fix those rental properties. All right, even though I buy the rental property, sit on it for 15 months. As I get some money, I fix it. So what happens is when you post on Instagram in 2021, everybody gonna give you 1,000 likes. When I post a flip in 2023, people gonna be like, how did you get all that? You're gonna be sitting there with an old purse in your feelings because you didn't flip your favor. I need 100 people to type flip your favor. I need 100 people to type flip your favor. See, the reason you stuck in the same place is because you ain't flipped your favor. God said, I've given you favor. I've given you anointing. I've given you grace. I've given you power. Somebody ought to just type flip it, flip it, flip it, flip it, flip it. If you flip your favor, you can take 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread and turn it into a feast for the multitudes. Somebody say flip your favor. Favor. Hear me, sit down. I'm not going to do it. Look at what he says, because I want you to catch this. What if I told you that comparing ran in Joseph's family? This isn't a Joseph issue. This is a generational curse. This isn't a Joseph issue. This is a generational curse. Okay, you don't believe me? Go to Genesis 37 and 11. Genesis 37 and 11. I'm finna walk you. His brothers were jealous. Somebody say jealous. Say jealous. Say jealous. Say jealous. Go to Genesis 25, 22. Now, Genesis 37 comes after 25, right? So let's look at 25. But 2 children struggled in each other's womb. Pastor Mike, why is that important? Because Joseph's father is Jacob and his brother was Esau. Did you catch what I just said? Joseph's daddy was dealing with jealousy and comparison. Look at verse 22. But the 2 children struggled with each other in the womb, in her womb. So she went to ask the Lord about it. Why is this happening to me? She asked. Verse 23. And the Lord told her, the sons in your womb will become 2 nations. From the very beginning, the 2 nations will be what? rivals. One nation will be stronger than the other, and your older son will serve. That's generational. That's generational. Can I help somebody? I heard my brother say this, and shout out to him and what he's doing with Healing Academy, and it's going to free somebody. What doesn't get handled, what doesn't get healed, gets handed down. Look at me, to every parent, to every person who wants your bloodline blessed. If you don't heal you, you're going to put it on. Joseph's daddy dealt with family drama. Joseph's daddy dealt with comparison. Joseph's daddy dealt with his brother fighting. And because it's not healed, it's handed down. I'm finna say this, and I'm gonna convict myself when I say it. The potential attempted murder on Joseph is the fruit of the root that was not healed in his father. Some of y'all beating y'all kids because they look like you.
Take, eat.
Mama,
Is my body.
Rachel, look how heavy this is. Jacob's whole bloodline is wrestling with comparison. Oh my God, I feel the Holy Spirit telling me to stop right there, because there's some stuff in your life you got to kill today. It's some stuff in your life you got to kill now. Why, PMJ? Because comparing kills relationships. Comparing kills relationships. You want to know, and I got to do a deeper study. If I'm wrong, I need somebody to yell out and stop me, because I want to preach anything intentionally inaccurate. If I'm wrong, it's a Freudian slip, but please hear me when I say this. Is there anywhere in the text where Leah and Rachel beefed?
Judas.
All right, so where is that?
Betraying the Son of Man with a kiss.
Because I can't call it off the top of my head.
Jerusalem, Jerusalem.
All right, so there is no direct conversation in the Bible. It's the birth of the kids that kind of assumes it's an implied beef. But is there anywhere where we know directly where they were at odds? Because it's one thing to assume a beef. This is the equivalent of people thinking Terrell and Kurt beefing because they take turns singing. So maybe Kurt didn't sing this week because Terrell was singing. It's assumed. It's implied. Is there a direct correlation between the beef, or is it implied?
It's a comparison. I wouldn't say a beef.
It's not a beef, it's rather but is it a comparison by the viewer or the participants?
One was bitter that they couldn't have babies.
One was bitter that she couldn't have babies, but she was beautiful. But there is no direct, absolute that they were bitter with each other. They were bitter. She was struggling with what she couldn't produce. I'm finna free somebody. If I've ever offended anybody in the past because I was irritable or upset or frustrated, and it seemed as if I was hard to deal with, it had nothing to do with you. I was in a season where I was bitter because I wasn't producing what I felt I deserved. And comparison will make you mad at God for an answer you did not get.
So much devotion.
This is heavy. This is heavy. And comparing kills relationships. Hear me when I say this. It killed Cain and Abel's, Jacob and Esau. Jacob warred with his father-in-law. Joseph warred with his brothers. And because of this, they made plans to kill him. If you look at your jealousy in the best possible light, what is it intended to accomplish? Could it be that comparing is motivating Joseph's brothers from feeling small? Maybe it's not that they didn't like Joseph or had a dream. The problem is they didn't like their role in his dream. So Pastor Mike, the dream ain't the issue for me. The issue for me is my role in the dream. Did you catch that? So I need you to catch this right here. Put this in your notes, please. Put this in your notes. Please put this in your notes. Make sure who you're winning with wants to win with you.
That's cold, ain't it? Make sure who you're winning with wants to win with you. At a certain point, if you keep having to pacify their comparison, pacifying comparison. So now, I like making examples. I gotta let you preach because I let them preach. Or now I gotta come and try to build you up in an area I don't even think you got it. So now, Karan, I gotta say stuff to you like, man, just be faithful, your time coming. I don't know if your time coming. No, we gotta normalize being honest and real about what people lack. We gotta normalize being able to say, hey, I love you, but I just don't see you in this light. Is that not fair? Why, PMJ? Because I would like to submit that we keep telling lies to save a relationship when truth can fix one. We keep selling lies to save a relationship that truth can fix. Somebody say, preach, PMJ. Then we'll see what becomes of his dream. Let us throw him in one of these valleys, one of these cisterns, and we can tell our father wild animals ate him. Look at this. Comparing is a lose-lose game. Am I helping anybody today? Am I helping anybody today? Am I helping anybody today? Comparing is a lose-lose game. Why is that, PMJ? If you win, you become prideful. And if you lose, you become insecure. I quit comparison. I'm going to say that again. I quit comparing. Because comparing is a lose-lose game. If you win, you become prideful. If you lose, you become insecure. So why waste time comparing yourself to other people? Because if you're not better than them, now you're insecure about what you got. If you are better than them, now you're walking in arrogance. And God has two jobs. He either humbles or he exalts. If you humble yourself, he will exalt you. But if you exalt yourself, he will humble you. If you compare, because comparison eats away at your contentment and your confidence. So if I'm jealous and I'm comparing, Karan, if I'm better than you, I become content. Oh, I'm doing good. Which is